Hello YouTube and welcome to another GV anime review, and boy, what a special review is it today. Not only is it my last review for 2018, but this is also my 200 subscribers special review. About 2 months ago, I think, we reached 200 subscribers on this channel, and I asked you guys what kind of special video you wanted to see. And it were two of my oldest subscribers, being Jack the Critic and Communist Media, who have been here since the very start of the channel, that requested that I should review a hentai. They know what I like, and more specifically, they wanted me to review Bible Black. Now, I had heard of Bible Black before. I knew that it had kind of a reputation in the anime and the hentai world, so I wasn't really looking forward to actually watching this hentai, but it is what you guys wanted. So here we go, enjoy my review of Bible Black. The story of Bible Black centers around high school student Minase, who one day finds an old occult spell book with dark magic in it. He soon discovers that the spells in it can give him massive sexual powers, being that he can make any girl he wants fall in love with him, and also make any girl that he wants wanna have sex with him. And in the beginning, Minase kindly uses his newfound powers, but he doesn't realize that there are very dark forces looming in the shadows, and that he is putting some of his closest friends in imminent danger. So let's ease into this review and actually say something about the animation in Bible Black. Now, as expected, the animation style was very old, as this hentai already dates back to 2002. You can't really expect modern day quality animation when you're watching an anime or a hentai from that time period. I did notice a lot of circular or repetitive animation in this hentai, especially actually during the hentai scenes. What was interesting was that you can see the clear evolution in character design. Like, for instance, if you look at Bible Black coming from 2002, you still see the very pointy and sharp character design that was typical for those times. When you then go to an anime like, for instance, Clannad, which came out a few years later in 2006, then there you already see the transition to the more rounder and softer and more realistic character design that we see in modern day animes. But you did not click on this video to hear me talk about the animation style and the evolution of character design. No, you clicked on this review to hear me talk about the actual story of Bible Black. Now, I find it very difficult to actually review a hentai. I can't review a hentai the same way as I can review an anime. I mentioned this before, but in my opinion, hentai and anime are two completely different things, and they are made for completely different purposes. For instance, in an anime, the story is everything. If you don't have a good story, then your anime is going to suck, period. Except, for instance, if you have like a comedy anime that is meant to be episodical, but that's something else. Most of the times it needs to have a solid story. In a hentai, on the other hand, the story is less important. Most of the times the story is meant to just paste the hentai scenes together. Now, what was good in Bible Black is that Bible Black actually has kind of a cohesive storyline. I'm not going to say that it was a good storyline, but at least they tried to have some kind of a storyline to paste everything together. Now, in most part of this series, the story was of low importance. And before I go any further, I do want to put a little disclaimer here. That is, I don't care whatever you watch or whatever you like. You can watch whatever the hell you want, and you can like whatever the hell you want. What I'm going to say is now my personal opinion. Whilst I was watching Bible Black, I did ask myself the question, how can someone actually enjoy this? That is something in my mind that I can't understand. If you ask me, did I find Bible Black actually, how should I say it, sexually amusing? Then I honestly have to say no, I didn't. Now, I do want to clarify that I do not have a problem with sexual content in animes or hentais or series or in whatever. I know that in my reviews I rant quite a lot when there is sexual content in an anime. I remember recently I did that in Island, or for instance in my review of White Album 2. But the problem that I had there wasn't necessarily the sexual content in itself, but it was that it didn't fit the anime. It broke the flow of the story, in my opinion. There are other examples, like for instance in Bokura Gaita. There I found it very good. They talked there about sexual desires between lovers, and I thought that it was very well done. Or the best example has to be Scum's Wish. I found Scum's Wish to be a fantastic anime, and it had a lot of sexual content, but it fitted the anime. The anime was built around that. For instance, if I were to watch a hentai about, let's say, two people that actually love each other, then I don't think that I would have a problem with it. But stuff like Bible Black is a lot more fucked up than that, and that is where I find myself to have a problem. Like the girls actually being under magic spells makes that, in my mind, this is borderline rape. You won't hear me say that it's actual rape, but it's borderline rape. And it's just something that doesn't feel right in my mind. And when I see any anime or hentai or whatever do something like that, then they already automatically lose me. So that was my overall opinion about the overall story of Bible Black, but there are two episodes that I do want to specify on for a minute, being the first and the last episode. The first episode, because it was actually kind of a funny moment. We were 7 minutes into the first episode when there was the first hentai scene with Kitami, and me with my pure mind thought that we were going to ease into things with a bit of a Yuri lesbian scene, but let's keep this video user friendly. Then that happened, and my reaction was generally like, what the fuck is happening here? This hentai just went from 0 to 100 in the blink of an eye. And at that moment I remembered that Bible Black had kind of a reputation in the anime hentai world, and I started to understand why. And then I also want to say something about the final episode, because that is by far the most interesting episode to talk about. First, the final, let's say, boss battle. I didn't really understand it. I mean, Kitami was just sitting there as a dumb goose while Minase was casting the forbidden spell. I was thinking, you have all the dark powers of hell at your fingertips. You could whoop his ass by just snapping your fingers, but you're just gonna sit there whilst your opponent is casting the spell that's going to destroy you? I didn't really understand that thinking pattern. And this fits into my earlier point of the story being less important in a hentai. And then after that, when Kitami is defeated, we got the long-awaited hentai scene between Minase and Imari, because that was basically what this hentai was working towards. And as I said before, with this hentai scene, I had less of a problem than with the other ones. If I had to choose my favorite hentai scene from Bible Black, then it will be this one, because that was, in my opinion, the most genuine scene of them all. Now, when that scene was done, I thought that I was done with Bible Black. I thought, okay, this anime is done and over with, I can officially close it. But that wasn't really the case now, was it? I mean, that moment when Imari says, I want it in the butt, I can start to explain to you guys what I thought at that moment, or how hard I must have facepalmed myself. I was thinking, like, really anime? Really hentai? You're gonna force in another anal hentai scene? It wasn't enough that we got our long-awaited hentai scene. No, we had to force in another one. Hentai. It will remain something special. And then after that, we were still not done, because then came the best thing about Bible Black. What I'm now going to tell is genuinely my biggest positive point about this hentai. And that was the unexpected plot twist at the end. I did not see that coming. I did not expect that the ritual actually succeeded and that Kitami took over Imari's body. I was genuinely and positively surprised at that moment. Because as I said before in this review, most of the times story doesn't matter in a hentai. So I was really surprised that Bible Black actually had such a plot twist at the end of its story. And I presume that what we saw now is the source material for the second season of Bible Black being New Testament. You guys will have to get me a lot more views or subscribers before I watch that, just to make that clear. So as a conclusion, I know that I will never be a true hentai lover, but I have to admit that Bible Black wasn't as bad as I feared. Because of its reputation, I expected much worse. I expected a lot more fucked up shit. But it wasn't as bad as I actually feared. Now, I am not going to give an official rating to Bible Black because, as I said before, I can't compare hentai with anime. They're just two completely different things. I will say that I didn't really enjoy watching this, but I also wasn't completely disgusted by it as I feared I was going to be. I was positively surprised by the plot twist at the end, and as I said, overall it wasn't as bad as I initially feared. And with that, I conclude my review of Bible Black, and now I can officially close off my anime year of 2018. And I want to take this moment to actually thank all of you for the support over the past year. The channel grew from 137 subscribers to, the last time that I checked, 211, of course passing that milestone of reaching 200 subscribers. And we also passed the 35,000 views mark somewhere over the past month, and I can't thank you all enough for that. I do want to apologize for posting less content this year. I know that I only posted 33 reviews this year, which is a lot less than I did the previous years, but yeah, 2018 has been like the most eventful year in my life, yet so much things have changed and my life has become increasingly more busy with work, with sports, with a lot of other things. So I want to apologize for posting less. I do strive to keep on improving the quality of my videos because I am someone that believes in quality over quantity. So, but I want to thank you all for the support over the past year. I want to thank my oldest subscribers for all of their support since the beginning 3.5 years ago. I want to thank all of you for watching. I hope you have a fantastic New Year's Eve, and we will see each other in the new year in 2019 in the next video.